we all know, say no to drugs. We all know drugs are bad for you. We've talked about this year after year after year. When I talk about it in my health class, main thing I say is like, why are we saying no? Like why we should be saying no, not just say no, right? Obviously, it's crazy nowadays when you think about the drug culture, how movies, TVs, shoot, on streaming commercials, your music, it just seems like it's the norm, unfortunately, that this is happening. It's crazy. I'm not that old, but back in the day, a lot of this stuff you couldn't have in the movies. They couldn't put in TV shows. And now it just makes it seem like it's the norm. I want you guys understand, like, that's the drug culture we're around. That's not the reality of it. So understand there's a difference between Hollywood versus reality. Another thing I want to hit on is a lot of times we talk about in my health class about marijuana. Now, first of all, you guys know drinking, smoking, marijuana, vaping, all that kind of stuff, it's illegal under 21. Like it's illegal. Now, if I want to go do it, I can, right? But there's also laws on how I can do it and when I can do it, right? As far as everyone here, you guys are all underage, you shouldn't be doing it. Say someone is over the age of 21, there is a difference between medicinal and recreational marijuana. There are a lot of medicinal advantages when it comes to terminal ill diseases. Now, I want you guys to understand it doesn't take these diseases away, it helps relieve pain. For example, when my grandma was passing away from cancer, that CBD oil, the CBD cream, it helped relieve her pain. It didn't take away the fact that unfortunately she had cancer. It took away some of that pain that she was going through. So understand there's a huge difference because some are CBD and then you're talking about the THC and a huge increase of THC from back in the days. So if you hear people in the 70s, Woodstock, I'm telling you right now, that was probably 1% THC. Now you're looking 50, 60, 70% THC. Huge difference. And what is THC? It sort of changes your brain to like hallucinate. That's why you hear stories of like people walking out their third story and falling to their death because they didn't realize they were in a third story apartment building. But again, just wanted to touch a little bit on those dangers. I really wanted to focus on vaping because unfortunately, this has become a huge problem. I'm not going to go through all this on vaping. You guys, what's crazy is they'll create anything to look like a vape to trick us. But I'll tell you right now, you're going to get caught eventually, right? But here's the thing I want you guys to think like, why are they trying so hard to make things look like random things to trick us? Well, it's because you guys are money in their pocket. They are a $2.5 billion business, right? These companies who are making these vapes, they're making these because you're money in their pocket. You guys are their target audience. They know I'm not going to vape. If I haven't been smoking, I haven't done it. I'm too old for them to try to catch on. They're going after you guys because they know once they have you, you're just constant paying money in their pockets. So be aware of that, right? Another thing I want to hit on, obviously there's a lot of risk when it comes down to it, but the main one I want to talk about is right here, popcorn lungs. The reason why it's called popcorn lungs, guys, because over a decade ago, a lot of these people started coming into hospitals, clinics, and the doctors were like, what is going on? And they were having cases of what's this word right here? Bronchiolitis obliterans, right? So it has to do with your bronchi. Your bronchi is attached to your trachea. It goes into your lungs, your alveoli, air sacs, and that's what releases oxygen that gets in your blood. And it literally goes from the top of your head down to the bottom of your feet, keeps you alive, right? Well, they're noticing what was happening was people are coming in. If you look at this side right here, they were having irreversible lung damage. Once they did all their research, they knocked it out. Man, all these people coming in, they worked at a microwave popcorn factory. And they said, what the heck is this about? Well, they linked it to this chemical called diacetyl, right? This diacetyl is causing this irreversible lung disease. Well, once that manufacturer heard about it, they said, remove it. We can't have this happening to our workers. Get it out of our products. So they don't have diacetyl in products. But you guessed it. Guess what's in e-cigarette vapors? Diacetyl. And unfortunately, irreversible lung damage is happening um, to anyone who's vaping. Now, again, you might be like, I've known someone who's done this for so long and there's no issues. This is something that it has been fairly new. I tell my classes all the time, just wait 5, 10, 15 years from now is when they're going to start catching a lot more research. It takes years to compile research and to actually realize what's the main issue of it. So again, guys, this isn't a lesson to tell you guys, don't do it, don't do it. I mean, it sort of is, but why you shouldn't do it. I mean, again, think about 5, 10, 15 years from now. Like, where do you want to be? What do you want to do? Not saying those who have substance abuse issues can never get on track. You can. I've seen people firsthand, but I've also unfortunately seen people firsthand trying to claw their way out of this negative cycle that unfortunately has taken their lives, right? So please, please, please make smart choices. If you're hanging around people that aren't making the smart choices, maybe convince them. And unfortunately, if not, then hang around people that do make smart choices, right? We just got to do better. And we want you guys to be here. We want you guys to be healthy and we want you guys taken care of. Again, with it being Red Ribbon Week, if you guys have any questions, need any help, holler at any of us, right? Let us do what we can to help you guys out. Because like I tell my classes too, unfortunately, we all know someone probably in our family that is probably struggling or has struggled with substance abuse. I'm included in that, right? And it's hard. It's hard on both sides, the person who's struggling and the family who is struggling with it. So please, please, please be aware of those around you. Be kind to people around you. And please, please, please make those smart choices. Um, Again, if you need anything, holler at me.